As you're finishing up your questions, I'll queue up our next presenter, Devin Cook, our executive producer of the Inclusive Innovation Challenge. We're going to play you a premiere of a short video that we made about the challenge. So you'll get to find out about this exciting new endeavor that we have launched here at IDE. And then Devin will tell you a little bit more about how the challenge works and how you guys can participate. Video?
About 200 years ago, the world changed fundamentally when the Industrial Revolution ignited a set of technological and economic changes that vastly increased living standards.
The American middle class was built on the back of routine work. You can think about routine physical work, that's an assembly line worker in a factory, or routine cognitive work, that's the payroll clerk in that same factory. Both of those jobs are going away very quickly.
There's growing unease about what the future looks like. People feel that technology is starting to run away with itself and humans are being left behind.
One of the challenges we're facing today is that about half the population in the United States and other developed countries does not share in this bounty that the second machine age is bringing. We can decide what the future of work looks like.
Big technology changes always force us to think hard and to do some things differently. This is one of those times.
Technology has always been destroying jobs, but it's also always been creating jobs. It's not what technology does to us, it's what we do with technology.
We are not anywhere near peak jobs or peak labor. So this notion that that technology, that the robots are already eating away at all the jobs in America, it's just wrong.
Technology is not destiny. We shape our destiny. With the Inclusive Innovation Challenge, we are seeking to identify, recognize, and reward the innovators that are using technology for inclusion, for shared prosperity.
So what we're trying to encourage and celebrate is the next wave of job creating, wage increasing innovation and entrepreneurship that uses technology.
My name is Brenna Schneider. I'm the founder and CEO of 99 Degrees in Lawrence, Massachusetts. We're an apparel manufacturing company, and our vision is to build a future factory. And that future factory integrates the best of what humans can do with the best of machinery and automation. That technology allows us to reduce the number of labor minutes in each product we produce, and therefore the cost of producing that product.
We want to create over time a community of these kinds of inclusive innovators. And so we get some momentum around this idea that technology also provides opportunities for people.
One of the most fundamental things we can do is reinvent education. Think creatively, ask the right questions, have interpersonal skills, work in teams. Those are skills that machines can't do. In the second machine age, the desire to build and create things will become ever more valuable. We can leverage it with technology, and this could be the best thing that happened to most people.
One of the things we're trying to do with the Inclusive Innovation Challenge is rejigger things a bit, so we go attack the problems today that need attacking and give people more economic opportunity as they're helping address those challenges.
The Inclusive Innovation Challenge is essentially the solutions arm of the Initiative on the Digital Economy. The Initiative on the Digital Economy is very focused on research, convening ecosystem stakeholders. The Inclusive Innovation Challenge is starting to say, what are the solutions that are out there today that are actually addressing those challenges?
If you're an entrepreneur that's building and is motivated by both impact and scale, then this is the kind of challenge that can surround you with resources, build your network, and strengthen the foundation on which we're all growing together to make change in our own communities, in our countries, and across the world.
Let's not do things that are jumping way ahead of the current situation. So let's keep trying to get the educational system right. Let's keep trying to accelerate innovation and entrepreneurship.
This is not something that's predetermined by technology or by policy or by economic forces. It's something that we as entrepreneurs and as individuals can decide.
To have a competition that really fit with the model that we're building was exciting to me, and it's a bit rare.
We're looking for organizations that have solutions which are working today, and they're benefiting working people right now. They're beyond the idea phase and are in the implementation phase and are already succeeding.
The next decade could be the best decade in human history if we harness technology for the many, not just the few.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Devin Cook, the executive producer of the Inclusive Innovation Challenge, and that was a bit of a recap on what it is that we're looking to do with this challenge. So we launched it last year to accelerate and celebrate the inclusive innovations that are creating new jobs and are driving income growth for working people. And when we launched the challenge, or when we at least conceived of the challenge, we didn't really know what to expect. We knew that there was activity happening. We knew of a handful of organizations that were using technology to create shared prosperity, but it wasn't clear just how much activity there was. Whether there was urban activity, rural activity, just in the US, international, where the focus areas were. So, since we're MIT, we decided to run an experiment, and that experiment really became the Inclusive Innovation Challenge. And luckily for us, we were totally blown away by the results of that experiment. So in our first year, we got almost 300 applications from 35 countries, and we're incredibly thrilled by this outpouring of not only the sheer number of organizations that are working on inclusive innovations, but also on the quality of what is out there today. So in order to actually run through all those applications, we were very fortunate and honored to work with a pool of over 70 core judges who scored and rated each and every one of those applications. Some of those judges are in the audience today. I think I saw Lucinda Lind. Maybe raise your hand. There she is. Irina Itsima's here. Anyone else that's here as a judge? Got a couple others in the audience. Oh, there's even more than I realized. So we have this amazing community of supporting judges working with us. Then from that pool, we also had a committee of 13 champions who selected our grand prize winners, a star-studded cast of the Deputy Secretary of the Department of Labor, Christopher Liu, former president of the Rockefeller Foundation, Judith Rodin, director of McKinsey's Global Institute, James Manica, and many others who helped us support this movement to identify and celebrate inclusive innovators. And with that cycle behind us, we brought 24 winners to Boston to really celebrate them and make sure that they had the recognition they deserved for the amazing work that they're doing. So some of these organizations are here. So we had a number of them right in our backyard. Bottom left, one of my favorites, Soko. They have a proprietary app, an algorithm that allows artisans in Ghana and in Kenya to develop products, some of which I am wearing, necklace and earrings today, which you can all purchase if you'd like. So doing really amazing work. Another that I'm excited about, right in our backyard, Eora Health. They have recently raised a lot of money to make sure that we can drive costs out of the healthcare industry. What they're doing is creating jobs by actually connecting healthcare coaches with patients to alleviate some of the strain on doctors, drive more preventive care, but they're using a proprietary platform to track progress for all of these patients. So doing really exciting things while creating jobs. Another here in our backyard, Rethink Robotics, using automation to augment workers and make sure that we can do more as humans. Ignitia, working with, in the upper left hand, working with farmers in Kenya to deliver via SMS technology data on weather patterns so that these farmers can know, wait a week before you plant your crops, there is a major storm coming, and can totally change their economic outlook for the year. And a couple of others here, 99 Degrees, who you saw on the video, doing incredible work in Lawrence, Massachusetts. Duolingo, who I'm sure many of you know, Bill Gates uses their app to learn new languages. So a lot of really incredible organizations that came through this process. Now, Through our full day of celebration for the IIC Awards in September of last year, we brought in people to talk about what's happening in this space, think about the trends that are really shaping our thinking around inclusive innovation, and how we can drive new income growth and job creation, all culminated in a gala event, which I encourage you all to come to in this second year, where we really celebrated these organizations. So we left as a team for the IIC and the IDE feeling energized, enthusiastic, optimistic about the work that's happening in inclusive innovation, and also about the role that technology can really play in reshaping the economy to work for more people. So that was September. Then it was November. And I think that regardless of your political leanings, I think what the election made clear to a lot of people was that there is a wake-up call necessary, that there are a lot of people out there who aren't feeling as optimistic as we are here at MIT, where we sit in these halls and really believe wholeheartedly that technology can change the world for the better. And I think most of you in the room here today probably agree. But I think there's a reveal that we saw in November that both in America and beyond, people are feeling frustrated with their current situation and their current economic situation. They're fearful of the future, and there's anger that there aren't necessarily solutions out there for them. Because I think a lot of these people, whether it's a waiter in New York City, or it's a paper mill worker in Maine where I live, or it is that small-scale farmer in Kenya, technology is not necessarily the solution. Technology could be the problem. And so what we're looking to do in this second year of the Inclusive Innovation Challenge is to focus on our core, do what we know best, which is to really celebrate and accelerate these organizations and individuals that are creating real change, creating jobs, creating incomes, and using technology to drive change. But to us, that's not enough anymore. Now, we have a real message that we need to spread. And that message is that technology is not the problem, it can really be the solution. And to show that there are solutions out there that are working today. So that is our call to action and our challenge for this year, is to show that waiter, that factory worker, that farmer, that technology can work and it's going to work for them. So that's our goal. And we're going to dive right into this second year with a laser focus on making that happen, because it is too important of a challenge to leave behind. So for this second year, we are getting ready to launch in just 2 weeks. So the challenge will open on March 22nd. And we'll be taking registrations through June 7th, and the submission deadline is on June 21st. And then on October 12th, we are going to host a big award celebration in Boston in collaboration with Hub Week, which I encourage you all to attend if you haven't yet. But we'll be hosting this gala celebration, bringing in some amazing speakers to talk about what the future of work looks like and how we can create more shared prosperity for all people. This will be an exciting event because we'll be giving away even more money and prizes this year. We'll be giving over $1 million to these inclusive innovators, both to recognize their work and to make sure that they can continue making more progress. So we'll have 4 grand prize winners. Each will take home $150,000, including a big check and trophy. And we'll have 12 winners who will take home $35,000, and they also get a big check as well. Now, these winners will be broken out into 4 different categories. So we've changed them a little bit since last year, and we really see these categories as sort of defining what inclusive innovation looks like holistically. So first, skills development and opportunity matching. So how do we actually ensure that working people have the skills necessary to succeed in the jobs of the future? And then how do we make sure that those people can actually find those jobs, whether it's through online platforms, whether it's through blind hiring apps, et cetera. Second is income growth and job creation. This is how are we going to actually reimagine struggling industries or create entirely new industries to make sure that there are new jobs coming online. Just as Eric mentioned in the video, technology certainly is going to take away some jobs, but we want to make sure that technology is creating entirely new and unimagined job categories in the meantime. Third, technology access. While technology is creating a lot of incredible opportunities for people to find new work, generate new incomes, if you can't access the internet to make sure that you can access those jobs, then you're not going to benefit from it. So we want to find out how are we enabling more people to actually get online and access these technologies. And then lastly, financial inclusion. So what are we doing to make sure that people feel more financially secure, they're actually able to access the benefits of personal banking, financial services, et cetera, so that they can have security and stability in their working lives. These are the 4 categories. And you may be wondering, how you can get involved. And I'm so glad that you're wondering that question because there's a number of really excellent ways. I mean, first, we'd love to see people apply. Second, support us. And third is help us spread the word. So apply. I'm sure there are some organizations out there in the audience that are using AI and machine learning to create more jobs, to drive income growth for people. We would love to see you apply. And we're really looking for organizations of any age, size, type, from anywhere in the world. This is definitely a global competition. And we're very much looking to see a wide range of diverse organizations, but in particular thinking about companies that are beyond the idea phase and are already starting to see success, but are still in that earlier growth phase. Because we really want to make sure that the work we're doing can have a tangible impact on the success of your organizations. So please apply. Second is support us. So we were incredibly honored to be supported last year by an illustrious group of organizations and individuals that helped make this possible. The Rockefeller Foundation, the Joyce Foundation, Joe Easton, Brad Namie-Feld, Eric and Wendy Schmidt, and others that made this a real live event. And we have a new supporter coming online this year as well, google.org. So thrilled to be working with these organizations. So whether it's through financial support or just individual support, we're very excited to continue growing our pool of judges. If you would like to be a judge in the competition, please let us know. And we're also always open to any kind of partnership, whether you are an accelerator or an incubator, whether you have services that you think that would be valuable for these organizations, please feel free to reach out. And then lastly is spreading the word. So we are very reliant on this network of people and networks beyond that have constituents that are excited about what we're doing, right? So that we can actually get the word out to potential applicants and grow this into something really meaningful. Because without the visibility, we're not going to be able to spread that message that technology can be a real solution. So if you're willing to share what we're doing with your networks, please let us know. We would love to engage with you. So this is how you can find out more information. The website and application will launch on March 22nd, so there'll be plenty more information. Reach out in any of these ways, because today the biggest challenge that we have before us is to figure out how we can create shared prosperity for the many and not just the few by reinventing the future of work. I think this is what's going to ensure that people see technology as a solution that can really change our economic futures and actually make the world a better place, as I think we all believe it can. So with that, please get in touch if you're excited as we are about what we're doing, and we'll look forward to sharing those 16 winners with you in October. So look forward to seeing you then. Thank you.